Welcome to today's 20-minute core burn. I am so excited you decided to join me today. I feel like this one is going to be very spicy. We have 20 minutes together. We will have 9 exercises. It'll be that 50 seconds on with 20 seconds of rest, just to make sure that we're taking the motion slow and controlled and that we're really thinking and activating the right muscles. And then having a little bit of a rest just so that we can fully recoup and get ready for the next exercise. So again, you'll have 9 exercises, you'll have a little bit of an extra break, and then we go into 9 more exercises, and then you will be done. So I'm gonna get the timer going. But first, all you will need is a one weight. I have a 5-pound. You really are only gonna use it for about 2 of the exercises. So if you don't have one, that is totally fine. You can do it without. It just adds a little bit of an extra challenge. So I'm gonna get the timer going and we're gonna start off with a plank hold in 6 seconds. So I just wanna warm up that core, starting in a forearm plank in 2, in 1. Good, just holding here. The goal here is to act like those shoulder blades are trying to touch together. That booty is down and tucked. That belly button is squeezing in towards the spine. Now, if a forearm plank is too much for you, you can come up into a full plank and hold here. That makes it a little bit easier, just the way that the angle is on the gravity. So, turn up those jams. Make sure you have some music playing because you're gonna be here for 20 minutes. And just breathe. Squeeze those abs in. Think about that belly button going in towards that spine. You're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. So we're gonna go into the side plank now. We're starting off with a plank series. So I'll show you the next exercise when you take your break. You're gonna lift on up into a side plank. We're gonna hold for the first half, then halfway through, you're gonna give me those hip dips. Starting now. Now, if a side plank is too much for you, you can either come down to one knee or both. Whatever feels the best and meets you where your body is at. Good, in 10, we switch to those hip dips. You should also be feeling the shoulder, this lat is holding you up, and that booty is squeezing. Good. Right here, let's hip dip it out. Squeeze through that oblique. Good. If your neck starts to fatigue, you can look down towards that forearm. That sometimes helps. Good. Again, today is not about speed, it's about using that mind-body connection and connecting to the right muscle. So next we're gonna go into a bear hover. So go ahead, come up on those toes. We're gonna do knee taps. So you're right here with me. Halfway through, we switch to hip twist. Alrighty, we start now. Good. Squeeze through those low abs. I like to exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Good. Pressing through those palms, through those feet. In 2, in 1, twist. Right knee taps, left knee taps. Right, left. It's already flying by. Lifting through those obliques and those lower abs. Beautiful. We have the side plank on the right side this time. So again, feet are stacked. You're meeting me up here for that nice hold, nice and long. Or if you don't feel comfortable or that's too much, come down here with either the foot lifted or in a side plank with both knees down. But good. It's really cold in this room, so I always have on a long sleeve shirt because it's obviously the winter. But I cannot wait to not. Good, in 5, 4, 2, give me those hip dips. Squeezing through that oblique. Sometimes it helps to put your hand on the muscle that you're trying to connect to. Good, you're here for 7. In 3, 2, 1. Good job. Okay, next you're gonna meet me on your back for just a classic crunch. So it's gonna be a 1, 2, 3, hold, lower back down. Now when you crunch up, I want you to think chin to ceiling, and those ribs are trying to connect to those hips. So it's 1, 2, 3, hold, lower. Those elbows are really wide. They're not cramped in like this. Keep them nice and wide. That way, all of it stays in the core. It's not the neck doing the motion, it's just those abs. Good. More than halfway done already. Squeeze, so lift. 1, 2, hold, lower. 1, 2, hold, lower. Good, in 2, in 1. Good, the next exercise you can use the weight if you want, but it's just gonna be toe touches. So those legs will be long, those weights are in your hands. Through that core, you're gonna try to tap those toes. If the weight's too much, you can always do it without. It just adds a little bit of an extra challenge. And also, if you feel it too much in your neck, I want you to drop the weight and give it to me here. Really pressing that head into those hands. Good, halfway. Exhale to lift, so it's a in 5, in 2, in 1. Beautiful. Keeping that weight in your hands, we're gonna go into single leg jackknives. So your left leg is gonna be bent. First half we stay on the right side, second half we go to the left. So you're just gonna stay here, lift it up, lower back down. Modification is to give it to me here. So whatever feels best. But again, you only do it one time. But yes, form is everything. So if you feel like you're compromising, give me that variation. In 2, in 1, right here. So the variation is crunch, crunch. So you're lengthening back, pressing up through that core. Feel it contract. Two. Beautiful. Next, we're gonna go into an upright bicycle. So, coming up on your forearms, you're gonna float those legs into tabletop, and you're just going to give me one leg at a time. Right here, full 50 seconds. We only have one more exercise after this, and then we get our little bit of an extra break. So you're thinking of those low abs holding you in. That booty is kind of tucked under to put your back into kind of the C position. So those low abs have to work. You're thinking about those low abs, pulling those legs up. If you are feeling a little bit more hip flexor, turn your legs into turnout and give it to me here. Good, in 5, in 2, right here, last one. Excellent. Next, we're going into a Russian twist. So again, you can use the weight or you don't have to, but sit on up. Go ahead, find that C curve in that low spine. You can keep your heels planted if you want. Rotate to the left, rotate to the right. If you are feeling it, you can lift those legs up and give it to me here. I sometimes find it can be kind of hard on the low back. So I sometimes like to do it right here. So even though that low spine is curled, that chest needs to be kind of lifted and broad. I always find myself rounding in, but you want to work on trying to keep this part of your spine nice and straight. In 5, in 2, in 1. Good, take your little rest here. You have a 30-second rest. And then we'll go into the next 9 exercises. So again, this isn't a very like intense workout, but we're just trying to really build that foundation and really slowing down the movements so that you're activating the core correctly. So I'm gonna show you the next exercise because we start in 8, just regular bicycles. So you're gonna give it to me here. Starting now. Now the goal here is to lead through that armpit so that collarbone stays really nice and wide and that armpit is the one reaching. Good. I don't want you to speed this up. I really want you to keep it controlled. Really think of that armpit crossing over, not that elbow. In 2, in 1 right here. Good. Next, we're gonna go into leg down tucks. So my ponytail is in the way, that's okay. So your legs are gonna be up, put those hands under your butt. You're gonna lower those legs down, squeeze through those little abs into a tuck. I do not care how high your legs go. I care more about it keeping it controlled in those low abs. So lower down, lift, tuck. And I only want you to go as low as you can keep that low back on the mat. Another variation is you can give me one leg down at a time and then lift it up. I sometimes like to pause in between the two to make sure it's not just momentum lifting my legs up, and it's strictly my lower abs. Good, okay. Next we're gonna go into heel taps to get those obliques a little bit more. So you're gonna curl up, abs are in, reach to one side, then the other. 2 options. You can do it here, or if your neck starts to fatigue, you can put your hands underneath your head and give it to me right here. Options are yours. I like to do it this way because it just helps keep it in my core a little bit better. I know a lot of people think that variations are like a sign of weakness or means you're not doing it correctly, but the truth be told, they're honestly just as effective, if not more, because you want to make sure you're putting it in the right muscle. If you're not able to keep your back on the mat doing the full version, you're completely bypassing the right muscles. So we want to make sure we're doing our form correctly. Good. Grabbing that weight one more time, we're gonna do weighted scissors. So again, this is completely optional. So you're gonna lift those legs up, holding a top crunch. You're gonna give me one leg at a time, scissoring it out. If that weight is too much, you keep it low, you give it to me here. Your choice. Good, exhale to lift that leg. Halfway. Try to reach those shoulders off that mat a little bit more. In 10, in 5, in 2, in 1. Good job. Go ahead, put that weight back down. Next, we're gonna go into a single leg bicycle hold. So what you're gonna be doing here is floating those legs to tabletop. You're gonna turn to the left side. Again, that elbow is meeting that right leg. Extend that leg long, and the left leg just lowers and lifts. Halfway through, we're gonna switch to the other side. If this is too much, go ahead and omit that twist and just give me that leg, lift and lower. You should really be feeling that left oblique turn on. Go ahead and switch. So again, this variation focuses on this oblique. In 5, in 3, 2, and 1. Hooey, those are hard. Okay, next we go into just an oblique crunch. So it's just gonna be alternating. Left, right, left, and then right. You get the gifs. Let's go. Same rules apply. You're reaching with that armpit. Those elbows do not move. Breathe, exhale on that twist. So it's a lower down. Good. You only have 3 more exercises after this. Three, 2, 1. If you see how slow I'm moving, that's what I want because I'm really thinking about that muscle twisting. Good, next we have alternating dead bugs. So here, those legs stay on tabletop, those arms come above your head. You're gonna reach one leg long while the other arm reaches, come together, other side. Good. You only reach this arm as far back as you can keep those top ribs from popping. So once they flare open, you've gone too far. So go ahead and meet me there. You want to reach. Keep those top ribs nice and closed in. Reach. That back is on the mat. Good. That pelvis is nice and stable. See, I just started to feel my back come up. I really want to keep it down and reach. Okay, next I want you to come up on your side. We're gonna do a side plank, well, side line elbow to knee crunch. So that arm is long, knee is long. Crunch it in, extend it out. Thinking about this top oblique doing the work. Right here, let's go. Exhale, round forward. Extend it long. Feel that crunch. Good, halfway. In 6, we switch to the other side. In 2, last one. Good. Go ahead, flip it on over. Last exercise today. And then you guys are done. So you know the drill, same thing. Leg is lifted, butt is turned on that forearm, chest is wide. Reaching that arm long, crunching it first. Rounding forward is what I'm trying to say. Extending it long. Now that breath is there to help you. So it's in exhale, inhale to lengthen, exhale to crunch, inhale to lengthen. It's almost like someone's taking a picture in each extension point. So it's a picture. Find that crunch, find that oblique, extend it long. A lot of times with these Pilates moves, the slower, the better. So you don't want to always just speed it up. I'm really feeling my oblique contract and extend long. Good job. Thank you so much for joining me on this 20-minute ab burner. I cannot wait to see y'all in the next one, and don't forget to stretch it out. Love y'all.